Welcome to the morning, welcome to your practice. Welcome back into a space possibly you know very well, perennial in Fitchburg. And then close your eyes and welcome yourself into this space that you're invited to know the best of all, the space inside. Draw your attention inward now with your breath. Bringing new, fresh life into the body through the inhale. And allowing something to release as you exhale all the breath out. Feel your sit bones pressing into the planet and the crown of your head reaching high. Celebrate all the space in between, the space that is you. Together, let's take a breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Again, deep breath in, long breath out. One more here, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. I invite you to keep your eyes closed, but to bring your hands down to your knees now. Cup your knees with your palms, fingertips lightly pressed into your being. So good morning. Welcome to your practice. Yesterday I went out for a walk, as many of us are, which is one of the beautiful creations that is coming out of this point in time we find ourselves in. And as I was walking, everything in front of me, the sky, the water, the earth, the trees, the people, everything appeared as if it was an altar. Everything was breathing and expanding and radiating life. And it brought me to tears, as lots of moments that have been highs and lows over the last week or so have done. But they were tears of joy. And what I felt in that moment is what is there all the time, which is this yogic word called spanda. Spanda means vibration or pulse. You can use the word throb to describe it. And this spanda is the flow, the ebb and the flow of the universe. And it's the ebb and the flow of everything in the universe, which includes you and me. So as you sit here at the beginning of your practice and for the rest of your life, I invite you to connect to your spanda. That's what this practice is here for you for. It's to help you connect to that life force. And this life force that pervades through everything ebbs and it flows. It contracts and it expands. This is the way of life. This is the way the primordial being, the source, God, consciousness, wanted it, created it. So here we are seated at a time poised to experience contraction. It's part of the practice. It's part of life. But always on the heels of contraction is expansion. And as we move around our mat, that's what we get the opportunity to celebrate and experience in our body. The inhaling and the exhaling, the ebbing and the flowing, the drawing out and the drawing in. So I'll invite you to bring your hands back to your heart now. And in the space between your palms, gently hold someone you know. Someone you know who is struggling, and it can be yourself, to move through this pulsation. And send them your breath. Together, we'll take another deep breath in here and exhale it out. And we'll begin our flow with the sound of Om. Inhale. Blink your eyes open, and if you are not seated in Sukhasana, I invite you to come to this shape now. Okay. And then bring your fingertips out in front of you. Just press them into the mat or the floor that is out in front of you. For you, those of you at home, you'll be facing the front edge of your mat here. Okay. As you inhale, press your heart forward, lift your chin and your gaze towards the sky. As you exhale, round back, drawing chin to chest, rolling the spine, looking down. Inhale, pull forward. Keep the fingertips pressed into the mat the whole time, and as you inhale and exhale, and expand and contract, and ebb and flow. Start to feel the energy rising from the base of the spine. Feel it moving up the spine. It has a long journey to go. That's what we're here to do, to ride that wave. One more here. And just come back to a more or less upright spine. Okay? If you can, bring your elbows down to the floor. If the floor is not there, bring your elbows to a block or a cushion. And then hands come back to prayer position, and bring your thumbs to your third eye center here, bowing down. Press your thumbs into that space, Ajna Chakra, the third eye center, the seat of the Bindu. This is one of the centers where this energy, this spanda flows out and returns. Press your thumbnails into that space. Request an opening from the universe. And then lift your head up off your thumbs. Lower your left forearm down to the mat. And as you inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the sky. Take your gaze there as well. Stay here for a breath. Opening through the front. Turn the right shoulder blade towards the left one. And then return the right arm down. Place the right forearm right behind the left one. As you inhale, extend the left arm high. Keep pressing back through the sit bones so you stay rooted to the ground. One more breath in here. And then as you exhale, return your left forearm to the mat. Press into your fingertips here and come up. Okay? Take your hands behind you. Your fingertips can be facing your backside, or they can be turned away towards the wall or whatever is behind you. Okay? Rise up onto the finger pads. Okay? As you inhale, another round of cow and cat, lifting, opening through the front body. And then exhaling, rounding and contracting through the front body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Keep your hands just as they are, but bring your feet forward. Place them about hip distance apart. The closer your heels are to you, the more experience you're going to have here. The further away, and that's where I suggest, because we're early in our practice, a little less intense. Okay? Take your left ankle, cross it just below the right knee here, creating a figure 4 shape. Press the left knee away from you. Press into the fingertips. Lift. Open the chest. If it feels right and ready, drop the head back. And then look forward. Lower the left foot down about hip distance from the right foot. And then we switch sides. Right foot comes up, crosses in front of the knee. As you draw the right knee away from your right shoulder, you feel opening up down the right side. Inhale, lift, press into the ground to rise, open, expand. Couple breaths right here. Bring the chin back down towards your chest. Undo your legs. Come into Sukhasana, easy seat again. And come into Ganesh Mudra. The right fingertips or left, it doesn't matter, will hook over the other one. So one palm down, one palm up. Bring your elbows up in line with your wrists. So you have this nice danda even in the arms. Okay? And then draw the elbows away from each other towards the sides of the space you're sitting in. And feel how this draws the shoulder blades wide apart. And create this tension in the body. And allow yourself to drop into that tension, knowing that it is excavating. It's excavating restriction. The sides of the body long, crown of the head extending. Beautiful. On your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side. Perhaps they peel a little bit back behind you as your gaze lifts. And then hands come back into Ganesha Mudra as you exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, arms out wide to the side. And then back together into Ganesha Mudra. And then take your right hand, tent it down off to the right side. Inhale, sweep, long and high. The left arm over the left side of the head. Flow with your breath here. Inhale, rising, tipping over to the left as you exhale, and then sweeping the right arm high overhead. We'll do each side one more time. And then for my friends in the room, we'll all turn to our right so we can turn towards the top of our mat. From here, take your hands out in front of you. Come into tabletop position. Curl your toes under and we'll all make our way to our first downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So I encourage you to keep your knees bent here. And maybe shorten your stance some by bringing your toes and your wrists a little closer together. So we move into expansion. We move back out of it. We find a pulse. We listen for it more than we create it. So listen for the pulse of your being here. And then find it and settle into stillness. If you can, close your eyes here. Drop into the sound of your being. Allow the head to hang and the jaw to be soft. Together, deep breath in. Long breath out. Beautiful. Another breath in. Exhale it out. On your next inhale, walk forward. Find the top of your mat and into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Bending the knees, pressing the belly to the sides. Feels of contraction. Let your finger pads continue to press into the floor. If you're not finding the floor, your ankles or something underneath your hands is a beautiful place to practice. And slowly, like a seed coming up out of the earth, roll up. When your shoulders are over your hips, then your arms climb up over your head. Bring your hands to your heart and exhale. Release your arms to your side, Tadasana. Bring your hands back into Ganesha Mudra. As you inhale, sweep your arms out wide to the side of the room. Bring your hands behind you, and as you exhale, cascade the upper body down, forward fold. Perhaps the knuckles extend high to the sky. Drop your hands down to the floor. Step back to a downward facing dog. Take a breath in here and stay for the exhale. On your inhale, lower your knees to the floor. Exhale, sit back and take in child's pose, knowing you're just going there for the length of an exhale. Inhale, rise back up to tabletop. Curling your toes and lifting your hips, downward facing dog is where you go. Inhaling, rocking forward, finding the top of your mat and Uttanasana. Press into the feet. Root there, rise, sweeping arms out wide and then high over your head. Hands to your heart, exhale. Arms to your side, Tadasana, inhale. Ganesha Mudra, bring your hands together. Sweep your arms out to the side, find a tiny baby back bend here. Clasp your hands behind you, exhale, hinge, forward fold to your mat. Hands come to the floor, step back, find downward facing dog. Finish it with an exhale. On your inhale, pull out long to plank. Stay here. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, contract. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once more, inhale. And then with knees up or down, exhale and lower all the way down to your belly. Find your first Bhujangasana when you arrive. Inhale, press into the fingertips, rise up, heart shine. 2 more of those, exhale, chin to the mat. Use your low back and a soft backside to reach up. And exhale, lower. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Curl your toes, go to tabletop. Keep right on going. Find your downward facing dog. Breathing in and exhaling out. One more, walk to the top of your mat here. Inhaling your way there. Fold in, press, exhale, contract. Inhale, float your arms high over your head. Bring your hands to your heart. Release your arms to Tadasana. And go right back to Ganesha Mudra. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, arms sweep out wide. Find the back bend. Gather your hands together behind your back. Exhale, hinge. Forward fold down to your mat. Step right back to a plank now, pressing your palms to the mat.
Both feet step back. Press your heels to the back of your mat, the crown of the head forward. Widen. Spread the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Stay. You've got this. Exhale. Another breath in. Lower down nice and slow. Elbows towards the back of your mat. Find a bhujangasana, cobra pose. Inhale. On your way to downward facing dog, use the whole exhale to get there. Inhale and let it go. Step your feet close together on your inhale. Extend the right leg towards the sky. Step the right foot forward between your thumbs. Ground your back heel. Up you come, Virabhadrasana 2. An adjustment here, okay? So in Vira 2, extend the right fingers forward, the left back. Deepen into the right knee. Keep the left hip slightly rolling forward towards the front of your mat here. And then come into Ganesha Mudra. Bring that shape right in front of your heart here. Elbows in line with your wrists here. Draw your elbows apart and deepen into the shape. You could stay here if you feel ready. Loop your right elbow up and around and behind your head. Okay? Continue to pull your elbows away, deepen into the shape. Gorgeous, everyone. Left arm down to your back leg. Tip it into peaceful warrior, right from here. Windmill down to your mat. When you get there, lift your back heel up. Lift your right arm towards the sky. Simple twist. Wrap your right arm under your right thigh. Roll your spine. Tuck your chin. 2 more of those. Breathing in. Breathing out. Float the right arm high. This time, frame your right foot. Step back. Plank. Lower down all the way or part way, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Move to downward facing dog. Big toes together. Inhale, the left leg high. Step forward. Ground the right heel first. Reach the right arm forward, up, and open into Virabhadrasana 2. So how can you maintain lightness and energy in the shape and soften into it as well? Hands in front of your heart, Ganesha Mudra. And also we call inner strength mudra. So tap into that. And then the left elbow comes up and over the head. And it becomes a pillow almost on the back of the head. You join the left knee forward, reach the left elbow high. Take a breath, breathe into it. And then let the right hand come down to the back leg, extend the left arm high. Windmill down to your mat as you exhale. Right heel lifts. Inhale, left arm lifts up, gaze at it. Wrap it under your left thigh, round through the spine. Here we go, yogis. 2 more of those. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale deep. Exhale it all out. Step your way back through plank, chaturanga, or all the way to the mat, so you can come into your choice for a back bend, either bhujangasana or upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Beautiful listening, everyone. Stay there. Big toes together. Inhale, right leg rises. Step forward. We go again to warrior two. Inhale, left arm leads. Deepen. Right into Ganesha Mudra. Hooking the right arm up and over. Deepen into the legs here. Find the space on the right side of the body as you begin to lift the right elbow and drop the left one. You can come right into peaceful warrior from here. Just freeing the arms, reaching the right arm. And from here we go into triangle pose, drawing the hips back, the right arm forward, and then eventually right fingertips come down. They find a block, they find the floor, they find your shin. Draw the shoulders away. Even though we're really working with the shoulders today, a place we hold a lot of tension. See if you can bring freedom to that space. Beautiful, rise up for another moment in warrior two. Windmill the arms to the floor. And take your vinyasa, stepping back through plank, lowering the way you do. Inhaling into the back bend you're here to do today. And then making your way to downward facing dog. Left leg rises, inhale. Stepping through on the exhale. Rise and open into warrior two. Create the mudra in front of your heart. And then loop the left elbow up and around and behind. And some moments breathing into the contraction, breathing into the expansion. And then dribble your right fingers down your back leg. Extend your left arm over your head. And one fluid movement into Titi Trikonasana, triangle pose. When you arrive, see where you can soften, see where you can brighten. Spanda is always moving towards joy. That's our universal nature as a planet, as a humanity. Move towards joy. Lift up, come back to warrior two. Deepen for a breath. And then windmill your arms down to the mat. Stepping back through planks and chaturangas and upward facing dogs. Returning to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Again, deep breath in. Give me some volume. Once more, breath in. And breath out. Right leg rises. Take it up there with an inhale. Step forward with an exhale. Inhaling to warrior two. Make the mudra, you know it well by now. Loop the right elbow up and around behind your head. Send the right ribs forward as you contract the left side of the body here. Open it up into peaceful warrior. And we're going all the way to side angle now. So right arm comes down. You can bring it to your right side where it can rest lightly or to the floor. Okay. Reach your left arm behind you like you're reaching to shake somebody's hand behind you. Okay. Take a breath in and then let your spirits fly. Exhale, left arm up. Take another breath in. And then exhale into the full shape here. Left arm alongside the head. Put your left arm windshield wiper down in front of your face. Pivot all 10 toes to face the left side of your mat and fold. The finger pads can stay pressed into the floor right underneath your shoulders. And then inhale, press into those pads. Inhale, rise. Come up halfway. Exhale, lower. Let your elbows bow out to the sides of the room. 2 more of those. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, rise. This time, pivot your right toes to the front of your mat and come into a lunge. Right knee is bent, left leg is long. Perch up onto your fingertips and shine your heart forward. Lower your left knee to the mat. Rock back into Ardha Hanumanasana. So straighten the right leg. Curl the right toes towards your face and bow down. Bow down over your right leg. Use your inhale to come up halfway. Just bow back a bit. And then exhale, sit your belly and your chest down right over your right thigh. Pull forward back into a lunge and go right to downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale it out. Left leg extends. Step through nice and smooth. Rise and open. Virabhadrasana 2. Right into the mudra in front of your heart. Looping your left elbow up and around. Turn it right into peaceful warrior with the arms free. And move to side angle. Start by bringing the left arm down, but keep reaching the right arm behind you so that you have this sense of moving from the center outward, expanding in all directions. Then take the right arm up, straight up. And then take the right arm alongside the right head, here. Take a breath. Beautiful. This time we're going to pull back up to warrior 2. Pivot our toes to face, in our case, the curtain, the right side of your mat. Take a breath, turn it into a tiny back bend, presenting the heart high. Gather your hands together behind your backside. Do that again. Bring the knuckles down, heart high. Hinge as you exhale. Forward fold all the way down. Keep a little bend in the knees so you can come down without resistance in the body. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing together. Maybe you bring the palms of the hands together, and that brings a little more expansion in the body that comes through contraction. Love the breath. Thank you. Keep it up. You turn your fingers to the floor and then walk right around to the front of your mat again. Once you're in the lunge, lower the right knee. Rock both hips back, curling the left toes. Ardha Hanumanasana. Come up and go back in. Leading with your heart, come back into the lunge. Present it to whatever is out in front of you. And then go to downward facing dog. This time, pull out long to plank. And lower down as slow as you can, all the way to the belly this time. All the way down. Take your fingers right in line with your shoulders, but move them out wider, off the edges of your mat. Okay? And then begin this flow called spontaneous Ujjayi. And think about it as making like the infinity H shape with your shoulders, but just anything that feels organic, spontaneous, like the pulse or the throb of the universe. And lower down, crisscross your forearms in front of your forehead. Rest there. As in that place, that bindu again. Return over and over again. Soften through the glutes. Hands arrive now alongside the shoulders. And let's take them back a little bit further behind the head of your shoulder here. Draw the elbows up towards the sky. Press the very tops of your feet into the mat. And inhale, come up into upward facing dog as you're arriving for the first time this season up and out of the earth. Stay here, hover above the earth. Now perhaps flip one foot and then the other, or reach and come up right over the top of your toes. Back to downward facing dog. Big toes together, right leg lifts. Step forward. This time we're coming into Vira 1. So arrive with your hips and shoulders towards the front of your mat. Right knee is working towards the right angle. Okay. Take a breath. And then float your arms down behind your back. Gather your hands together there. Draw your knuckles down as you lift your heart skyward. And then devotional warrior is where you go next. Right shoulder down inside your right thigh. Keep pressing down through the back foot. Run shoulder blades together, but let the head hang. It's not part of this equation here. Meaning the body is the equation here. Come up on your inhale back to Virabhadrasana 1. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn it into Ganesha Mudra. Splay your arms out wide towards the sides of the room. And then gather your hands behind your back again. Vira 3 is where we're going. But I'll invite you to keep your arms behind you if you can. Otherwise, the airplane arm version or the arms forward. Okay. As you step up into your right foot, the left leg extends, but there has to be spanda here. There has to be radiation from the center outward and in all directions. Bend into the right knee, land in warrior 1. Flow your arms down to the floor and then listen. Tent your right hand out in front of you. Arrive in Ardha Chandrasana now. So you're going to lift the left leg again. This time, belly, chest. Turn towards the left side of your mat. Spread the toes on your left foot wide apart. That way you know they're participating in the shape. You can stay here, you can bend your left knee and reach back. Hold the foot and extend open a little more. Release the right foot if you're holding it. Step back, land light, and return to warrior one. Float the arms down by the right foot. Step back, take a vinyasa, which means moving from plank to chaturanga, the upward or downward facing dog, and then returning home. Left leg rises. Step forward, round your right heel. Up you go to warrior one. Feel into this shape. It has the power of the universe inside of it. All the shapes do. And when we assume them, it allows us to remember who we are. Bring your hands down into the shape of Ganesha Mudra, hooking your fingers. Bring the brightness, the energy in the upper body equal to what you're feeling in your lower body. Now float your arms out wide to the side. Bring your hands back to the mudra. And then sweep your arms up high over your head. Inhale. Float your arms down behind your back and exhale. Open up the front of the body to prepare for a bow. Devotional warrior. Hinging, drawing the left hip back into the body. Left shoulder guide down inside. Inside the left knee. Use your next inhale to come up. Reach your arms high over your head for Ganesha, or for warrior one. Hands to the heart. And then just clasp your hands behind you again, setting up to move into Virabhadrasana 3. Okay. Airplane is another option. Just keeping your right toes poised, but being perched for a lift can be the place you practice today. Okay. Stepping back into warrior one. Reach the arms up alongside the head. Bring your hands by the heart. And then into Ardha Chandrasana. Not sure we do this in the same order, but do we ever in my class? Left fingertips prop. Right leg lifts. Right arm extends. Really press out to ball on with the lifted foot. Spreading the toes wide. Celebrating space and matter. Bend your right knee. Reach back, perhaps hold the toes of your right foot, and then really feel the spine here. Let go of your right foot, land it at the back of your mat. One more, return to warrior one, and right back down. Down to the ground and into downward facing dog or through your flow. Notice how your heart can press so much closer to your thighs than when we began just a few moments ago. a little bit ago. And then walk slowly to the top of your mat. And I'm going to invite my friends here to turn towards the left side of the mat. The rest of you can just stay facing the way you were. Roll yourself up here. Come up to a standing position and find Tadasana here. Bring the shoulders down. Make the arches of the feet up. Let them find themselves in the middle. Okay, gather your hands just in prayer position or Anjali mudra. But bring the elbows up in line with the wrists. Okay? You're going to press into your left foot and bring your right knee or foot up into figure 4 shape. So not tree, just crossing the left ankle on top of the right knee, or the other way around. Okay? And then begin to pull the hips back. Okay? And reach the arms forward. You can take Ajni Mudra, which is pointer fingers extended here. And finish the fold. Take the fingers down and then extend the right foot straight up over your head. Coming into standing splits here. Walk the hands back so they're in line with your left toes. Lift your belly. Place it over the top of your left side if you can, and fold from there. And begin to bend your left knee and tuck your right knee behind it, coming down to sit. Sit in a seated twist position. Okay? So you're going to reach your left arm up alongside your head. And then you're going to set it down. We also do that one time in class. Right arm up. And then twist. Twist to the left side of your mat. You can take like an elephant trunk approach here, wrapping around the left shin. Or you can tuck the elbow down. And then use the back hand to just gently press into the earth. Use more the lift through the spine and the rotation of the belly, followed by the chest, followed by the left shoulder, to come into your deepest state of the twist. Unravel this by turning around. Go all the way to the right side of your mat. Tense your hands there. Get a little chaturanga shape between your hands. And then come back up. Bring your right foot out in front of you. Go right into that figure 4 shape we started with this morning. Okay? Fingers can face the back side, or face you, or away from you. Okay? And then you can press into your right foot, lift your bum up off the floor, and slide it forward towards your right heel. And then walk your hands forward. You can do that in little 6, okay? Or not at all. Beautiful. One more moment here. Feel into that. And then you can just let go of the figure 4 shape. Cross one ankle in front of the other. Roll forward and come into a downward facing dog. We'll just do straddling our mat here. We're not going to be here long. Walking forward, coming to your mat, fold in, roll up, breathing in. Arms float high. Then the hands come to the heart. And then we'll just take this on the other side. So this time we'll press into our right foot. The left ankle will come up. It will cross on top of the right knee. And as the hips draw back, if you extend forward through your arms, you feel that radiating in all directions feeling that keeps us in the center. Make your way to standing splits. Fingers go down first. And then the left leg goes straight up towards the sky, becoming your antenna. And more about folding deeply over your right thigh and lifting your left leg. It's actually through the contraction that we come in to the expansion. Let that be a metaphor for how we move through these next days and weeks, or forever, okay? Not meaning this is going to last forever like this shake is right now. But bend your right knee, you're going to sit down, setting yourself up for your twist, okay? Yay, that's over. Now your left arm rises. Breathe in. Turn to the right side of your mat. And into the shape. Make some minor adjustments, but then let the body find its way. And it finds its way more through the heat that you've generated than anything you need to do. Take your counter twist off to the left side of your mat. And then press up and set up for that version of pigeon where your left foot is still on the floor, your right foot is still crossed in front of your left knee. Okay? And maybe you stay right here. Okay? As you guide your right knee away from your face, you'll feel the intensity arriving in the body, and then you breathe there. If you want a little bit more, you press into your hands, lift your bottom up, slide it forward, and come closer to your left heel. Keep drawing the shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes and breathe into what you're feeling. When we move towards intense emotions, they change. If we ignore them, stuff them, bury them, we recycle them over and over and over again. Feel into this. Feel into what comes to you later today. Feel into what comes to you tomorrow and the next day. Expand and contract through it all. Beautiful, and then release the right foot. Come into Sukhasana, just cross-legged seat. And take one more nice little twist, turning towards the right side of your mat. Sitting up tall, nothing fancy here. Just making an observation about what is happening in your body right now. And all the way over to the other side, right hand gently folds over the top of the left knee.
come back to center. Just cup one hand in the top of the other. Rest those down into your lap. Sit up tall and close your eyes. Drop in now. Drop in even further than before. Even more than what your practice has already afforded you. Go inside and see the altar that is there. The altar of your heart. You have placed in front of that altar every joy and every sorrow. See it all there. Take yourself, your mind, your body, and your spirit, and sit it right down in the middle of the joy and the middle of the sorrow. Turn towards both and thank them. Both are your way forward. Both are the path to expansion. Both are the path to reunion. As you hear sounds outside of you, whether they are joyful sounds, music we have the opportunity to listen to, it's soothing sound, let that come in. But if there are distractions outside of you, just recognize those as part of the Leela, the play of life. And let that come in too. Let the whole primordial soup be what it is right now. Keep your focus on the rhythm of your breath, the ebb and the flow. Which one comes easier to you? Practice the other one. welcome to stay exactly where you are, or you can bend forward, coming back into that similar shape that we were in at the beginning of class. Your elbows can start on the floor, palms together. Turn your fingers away from your face so you can rest your forehead right down onto your thumb pads here. Lean into that and just draw the skin on the forehead, away from the center. You're opening a window because you are. Okay, lift up off your thumbs. Press your finger pads into the ground and come back up to your seat if you are forward folded. Okay. So place your left foot on the floor. Keep your knee bent. The heel's just out away from your left sit bone, let's say about, 18 to 24 inches, okay? Take your hands, scoop them underneath the bottom of your right foot. So just reach around the edges of both foot, okay? Sit up nice and tall here. Before you do anything with the right leg, just cradle the right foot. Press the sit bones down. Press into the left foot too. So activate the whole body. Now, on your inhale, start to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, pulling back on it with your hands. Okay? So this could be Krama 1 of Kranchasana. Okay? Drawing back, pulling back on the sides of your foot. Okay? Drawing the shoulder blades down, sitting nice and tall. Or you can take your left hand over to the pinky toe side of your lifted foot. Extend your right arm up. And then take your right arm towards the back of the room. Turn it towards the right side of your mat. And this is another prana of Kranchasana. More breath here. And then extend your right arm up towards the ceiling, back towards the front of your mat. And then crisscross your right foot leg in front of your left. Okay? So you can come back and you can sit kind of in a closer together cross-legged seat, or you can come up to tabletop, take your left knee behind you, your right knee in the front. We're setting up for Gomukhasana, okay? So right knee in front of left, take your feet wide apart, and then walk back or sit back between your ankle bones. Okay? Take a second to adjust here. So with Gomukhasana legs, you can come into Ganesha Mudra. You could stay here in Ganesha Mudra, or you could loop your left elbow behind you. Just like we've been doing, drawing your right elbow down. And then sit up nice and tall, drawing the right leg down towards the floor, so it's pressing into the left one, and lifting the left elbow up. You have the mudra behind your head. Release your fingers. Take your left arm and tent it off to the left side of your mat. Inhale the right arm up. Sweep it over your head. Press the ribs towards the right side of your mat. And then come back up. Perhaps your hands come behind you and clasp there. Take a breath. And you forward fold over your legs.
Rise on up on the inhale. Plant your hands on the floor behind you. Untangle your legs and place them out in front of you, about hip distance apart. Out in front of you so that when you press into your hands and your feet, you can come up into altar pose. Inhale, rise. Bring the belly up in line on a nice tabletop here. And then exhale, come down. Perhaps sweep your hips through the centers of your arms. Inhale, roll forward, press into the feet, rise, under. And as you exhale, come down, bring the hips through the arms, keep hovering here. And then pull forward and go back up. One more round, inhale or exhaling as you flow. Okay? Back to altar. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. And then from here, you can keep your right foot on the floor. And you're going to gather up your left foot by scooping it with your both hands. Okay? Finding your tall spine. And then extending the left leg. So if you have to round or hunch forward in order to extend your leg, then back off on the leg extension and keep the spine straight. Okay? Stay in that first version, or take your right hand to the pinky toe side of your foot and sweep the left arm behind you, twisting open. Bring the left arm, let it lead you up and forward. Okay? And then you're going to come into your version, either of a tight kind of a cross-legged seat or into Gomukhasana. This time the left knee will be in front. So come through tabletop so you can stagger. Left knee in front, right knee behind. And you have to take your toes out wide to the sides of your mat. So as you walk your hands back, you have a place to sit. We're looking to sit inside of our heels, not on them. Then Ganesha Mudra, the remover of obstacles, the remembrance of your inner strength, mudra. And then you stay here, or right elbow comes up, loops around. And if this is a really uncomfortable position for you, then go back to the other mudra. Release the arm position, whatever it is. Clasp your hands behind you. Get long through the front side by breathing in and lifting the chest. Exhale, hinge, forward, fold, or stay where you were. Inhaling, lifting. Tenting your right fingertips off to the right side of your mat. Sweep the left arm high overhead, tipping towards the right side. Come back up. And then you have the choice to do another round of altar pose, Or you can come into reverse plank-asana, which would mean that your legs stay long. So instead of bending your knees, your legs are out in front of you and you rise up onto the bottoms of your feet the same way. Okay? So hands come behind you. You kind of have to determine where they need to be so that when you press up, your hands are right under your shoulders. Okay? So inhale, take your version, come up, find the shape. And then use your exhale to come back down. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. And 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful, everyone. Cross your legs. Make your way into Sukhasana. Okay. And then come forward to tabletop. Okay. In tabletop, bring your forearms down to the floor. Okay. Spread your fingers wide out in front of you. Elbows are right under your shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. And then extend one leg out behind you, doesn't matter which, and then the other one. So now you're in a forearm plank. Give yourself the sound of your breath. And then lower your knees, the tops of your thighs, and your hip bones towards the floor so you can come into Sphinx pose. And then in Sphinx, extend your right arm forward, way out in front of you. Keep it pressed into the floor. Thread your left arm underneath your right one, coming down onto the top of your left shoulder. And then you can walk your right fingers forward. So you can really deepen into this. We've done a lot of shoulder work today. And this would be a great way for you to just kind of open that shoulder up in a different way. And then slide your right hand back towards your face. Press into it so you can unthread your left arm. Okay. Come back into a Sphinx shape, elbows right under your shoulders. Okay. And then you can stay here or you can press into your hands and rise up into the next stage of Sphinx. Okay. You could stay here. Or you can bend your knees and bring your feet up, big toes touching behind you. You don't have to stay here long. And if your toes are lifted, take them back down. Return your elbows to the floor. Just be in a Sphinx here. On your inhale, lift your gaze towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, raise your vision to the heavens. Exhale, bring your gaze down into the other heaven inside of you. One more, lift. And tuck. And then your left arm is going to reach out, extend beyond you here, so you can thread your right arm under. I'm going to do this side, so I'm just going to do things to the mic. So I'll stay in Sphinx and you let your breath guide you. Walk your left hand back, press into it so you can unthread your right arm. Okay. One more round of spontaneous bhujangasana here. We're really press into the earth. Elbows high, fingertips back in line with the shoulders. Even a little behind the shoulders would be a good idea here. And then swim, move, pulse. Lower down onto your mat. Slide your hands right in close, press palms in, go to child's pose. We're heading towards our final rest, but just a touchdown here. Come up to your tabletop. And Pasha and I will turn to the front of our mats here. Okay, so we're in tabletop now. Walk your hands back towards your knees and come up so you're doing kneeling mountain here. Wouldn't be a Megan class without this, right? So, option 1, curl your toes under. Option 2, tops of your feet on the floor. It's a little bit more, okay? We're heading towards Ustrasana, camel pose, but we're going to use all this opening we've created in our shoulders to find our deepest, most beautiful expression of it, okay? So bring your left hand onto your hip. Bring your right arm up alongside your head. Now bend your right elbow so your thumb goes back towards your shoulder blade. Then sweep your right arm in front of your face over to the left side of your mat. Now follow the horizon here. Just let your gaze follow your right fingertips. You take them all the way behind you. So look back, look and see. And then come back the way you went. Loop your right arm around your head like a lasso and bring it to your hip. Now the left arm, sweep it up. Bend your left elbow. Sweep your left arm in front of your face over to the right side of your mat. Inhale. Nice, long, beautiful flow. Come back the way you came. Loop around your head with your left elbow. Bring your hand to your hip. Now you can do that again, or move towards the full expression by bringing your hands to your ankles, or heels, excuse me. Right arm lifts, breathe in. We gotta do the swirl again. Bend your elbow, reach in front of your face, wrap around, flow like water here. Come back, take a breathe, wrap around. Take your right fingers to your hips or down to your right heel. Left arm extends up. Bend your left elbow. Reach in front of your face. You'll notice you won't be able to take the rotation near as much. When you bring your left arm back, loop around your head. Take your left fingers to your left heel. And now, thighs, hips, press them forward. Press your heart high. Last thing is head drops back. Beautiful breath. Thank you. Bring your hands to your heart, or your hips, and then to your heart as you sit back onto your heels. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Eyes are closed. So we have the gift here of being able to listen to Namkar sing Long Time Sun. May the long time sun guide you. May you find your way. The truth is, you can't get lost. hands down to the mat, sit off to one side, bring your legs out in front of you. Keep the bottoms of your feet on the floor. Reach your arms out in front. And here we go to our own pulse, slowly lowering down. There'll be that place that you want to break. It's okay. Just flow through it. When you're all the way down, extend your arms over your head, the backs of your legs lower onto the floor. Deep breath in, sigh it out, my friends. Bring your arms back alongside your body. Rebend your knees, bringing your heels just up close to you so that you can come into a happy baby pose. So you'll send your legs and your feet up overhead, right over your hips, basically. Reach up with your hands. I like to hold the outside edges of my feet, but either is fine. Drawing down. Guide your feet back towards your heart. It's interesting, in yoga, our heart and our legs are the agents of action. We use our feet and our legs to be in service to others. We use our heart to be in service to others. Take your attention inward now. The seeds of your intention to be of service to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your community, to all beings everywhere. Be your intention. You can come into Supta Baddha Konasana by bringing the soles of your feet together, knees splay out like airplane wings or like wings. And again, because we've done so much with our shoulders, maybe you crisscross opposite hand to opposite elbow, and then you thread that up over your head. You slide the backs of your forearms onto the floor. Eyes gently close, and attention goes down to the belly here. Feel the rise and the fall of your belly. The ebb and the flow of the breath. You celebrate this one beautiful life you've been given. And as you're ready, come into Shavasana, extending the legs, turning the arms alongside the body. I'm going to come up and hold space for you as you take your rest. Okay? Let the fingers separate. Allow them to gently curl up towards the center of the palm. Take the shoulders down away from the ears. And bring the chin closer to the chest so the whole back side of your head is resting on the planet now. And the words Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. And may I do my part to make it so. May all beings be happy and free. And may I do my part to make it so.
For those of you at home who can maintain this beautiful rest, continue to do so. But for those of us who need to journey on now, begin to rouse the body. Rouse it first with your breath, then with some tiny movements, and then with some bigger movements. And extend your left arm up over your head, roll to your left, and make your way up to a seat. Say that right? No, that was right. Come up to your seat, please. And then perhaps my favorite mudra, Vajna Pradama. Weave the hands together. Place it across your heart center. Close your eyes again. This is the mudra of unshakable trust. Trust that you've got this. Trust that your description of God has this. Trust that the Divine Mother, the planet Earth, has got this. Bring your hands to your third eye center, committing yourself to right thought. Hands come down to the lips, committing yourself to right speech. Hands down to the heart, committing yourself to right action. The world needs you, yogis. It needs all of us. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful goddesses to my left and right. I don't know what I would do without them or all of you.